One of the themes we've seen the last couple days is family affairs, and we certainly have one with the Doans. As the Coyotes tweeted out, and I think this is well said, born here, raised here, stays here at 37. They take Josh Doan, the son of Shane Doan. They both join us now. Congratulations to you both. Josh, I'll start with you. Could you just describe for the viewers at home what this moment is like and the fact that you got to share it with your family?
Yeah, it's a pretty exceptional feeling. I think growing up being a Coyotes fan is it's a cool experience to get drafted to them, but then being a part of the Coyote family my whole life with my dad was what made it even better when I got to hug my mom here in Michigan.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your mom, Andrea, because I got to meet her at the Prospects game you were in. That's Shane. I mean, I've already talked to him a million times. I mean, you know, we know who he is. How does your mom feel about this? It must be an exciting day for her.
Yeah, she was super happy, and she did so much for me growing up with my dad being on the road. So going to tournaments with her, I think having that experience with her here in Michigan was really cool, and I can't thank her enough for what she did for me growing up.
All right, well, Shane, I'll bring you in.
Yeah,
okay. I haven't interviewed you quite as many times as E.J. Radek has. I mean, EJ's. Did you cover Shane's draft?
I think I was at Shane's birth. I'm so old. I mean, you know, so I've been around, let's say.
Shane, well, listen, you know how hard it is to make it in this league, to play even just a single game in this league. There are no guarantees, even if your father is a National Hockey Leaguer. You know, when did you know or see that Josh really had potential to make this happen?
Oh, well, you know what? He's always had an incredible hockey IQ, and as long as you can think the game, you have a chance. And he wanted to grow a little quicker than he did, but when he finally did, you could see him take steps, and that hockey IQ start to really pay off. And I think, you know, early on when he was playing hockey, his passion and love for the game, he is an absolute, he's a hockey nerd. He's a sports nerd. So he's always loved the sports and hockey particularly, and that passion carries a long ways.
Yeah, Josh, I wanted to follow up and ask you about the work that you put in because, you know, reading up about you as I prepared for the Prospects game, that was all the talk I got from the people with Chicago Steel was like, boy, Josh has really put in the work. He's grown. He's gotten stronger. The metrics, all the training has kind of gone off the chart. How was that last 16, 18 months when you really started to see growth?
Yeah, it was a pretty fun couple of months, I think. I can't thank the Chicago Steel enough for what they did for me and getting me to this point. But I think also just having my family in my back corner and my dad to talk to when I needed him during some tough times, going through last year's draft, not getting picked up, and then having to battle through that. But I think just the Chicago Steel and my family, what they did for me over the last couple of years is something I can't thank them enough for, and I'm thrilled to kind of be in this position now.
So well spoken, Josh.
Yeah.
It's like you've heard a thing or two about doing media interviews before.
It seems that way.
Shane, I'm sure you and Josh have had plenty of conversations where you're kind of guiding him, giving advice how to handle the different adversities that come along with trying to be a professional athlete. But bring us inside those conversations. What's the best piece of advice that you could give your son moving forward here?
Well, to enjoy this day because it's a special day, and not let it just go by quickly, but to understand that and he knows this. We talked about it last year when the draft day happened, that this doesn't really mean that much in the grand scheme of everything. You have to get to work and you have to get going. And last year, like he mentioned, he didn't get drafted last year, and it didn't really matter. This year, he put in the work, and as you've mentioned, EJ, he had some success, and it doesn't really matter. Once you get drafted, you got to put the work in, and that's. He knows that. I don't have to say that to him too many times. He thinks that and he sees that, and it's been a lot of fun this last year.
Hey, Josh, what the heck's going on in Arizona? You got all these young kids like yourself that are playing hockey and really moving up through the ranks. I mean, there was a number of young kids that were playing throughout different teams in the USHL that have come out of the Coyotes youth programs. A lot of that has to do with your dad probably laying the groundwork there and kids growing up watching the Coyotes play. But give me a little bit of insight from your perspective, Josh, about the youth hockey in Arizona right now.
Yeah, I think it's unreal how much it's grown as of late. The coaching staff that they've kind of brought into the Junior Coyotes organization developed us all the guys in the USHL. We all played together growing up since hockey wasn't as big when we were younger. So it's kind of cool now to see where it is. And there's so many ex-NHL guys that stick around and coach now down there, and the game's only growing more and more. And it's exciting to go back and see you get to the rink and there's 05s, 06s, 07s that you're in awe of how skilled they are, and that's just credit to the Junior Coyotes organization and the other junior organizations in Arizona.
All right, Shane, I do got to ask you one question because you know me, I like to ask you. I've asked you a million questions over the years, but you know, watching your reaction in that room was terrific. It was so exciting to see that. As in the run-up to this, did you know this was a possibility? Bill Armstrong has been making a lot of different moves down there. There's been a lot going on as you're kind of trying to retool things. Did you know this was kind of on the radar?
You know what? Daryl and Ryan, they did an incredible job of, they had a plan of trying to not keep me out, but make sure that I wasn't involved in, or too biased one way or the other. I think sometimes as hockey dads, you tend to only see the negative side of your son, or you see too many of the positive sides, and they did a good job of keeping me out of any discussions of Josh. I didn't really see where they had him on the list until yesterday when we were kind of going over the list for I guess it was the day before yesterday, we were going over the list, the final rankings, and they put him in where they had him. And until that point, they'd kept him out so that I couldn't discourage or encourage either direction. And it was exciting to kind of watch it happen. Bill's done a great job with retooling and doing all this. It's been hard as a member of the Coyotes now to see us lose some guys with Oliver and Gars. But at the same time, we're excited about the things that Bill's been doing. And when they saw that they had some picks in the second round, and that was kind of where they had him listed, I was a little excited and a little anxious to see what was going to happen.
I bet. Anxious seems like probably the appropriate emotion. All right. Well, how does the Doan family celebrate? I mean, what are the dinner plans if this draft ever ends?
Well, I'm actually in Arizona and he's in Michigan, so we're going to have breakfast tomorrow morning. I'm hopping on a red-eye tonight to get out there to go see him.
That's cool.
Hey, nothing wrong with brunch.
There you
brunch
go.
toast.
There we go.
Yes,
there we go.
What a family moment. What a great moment to see for
Really
both of you.
Really
Congratulations, Josh. A huge achievement. All the best moving forward. And enjoy that brunch.
Thank you so much.